If you're someone who's looking for anything new or something creative to do, I have something to offer for you. If you've been on the internet, you probably realized how big of a deal AI is becoming, and you might even be, to some extent, stressed or worried about some things that are going to happen in the future. So, as a side hobby or like creative skill you could just try out, I would recommend trying to learn Linux on LabX, and I'll be showing you here today how I'm not the most consistent person, but it's actually one of the better tools that I've seen for learning coding. Even some troglodyte like me who doesn't know anything about coding is able to understand and follow what's going on this website. So here we go. I'll switch over to the other screen. Alright, so here's my Linux profile or whatever here. And I just kind of went onto this website after I did some research on how I could start learning Linux. My original inspiration for this whole thing was from watching one of PewDiePie's videos on how he stopped using Google on all of his devices, and he basically doesn't have to give away any information. He has control over everything. That's the benefit and also the drawback of Linux. It's kind of hard to get into because if you don't know coding, it's a whole different operating system from Windows and Mac OS, whatever. They just they hold your hand and they baby you too much, in my opinion. And because they know most people aren't willing to put in so much effort to really learn how their computer works, they do it for you and they give you packages that you don't want. Because you can't refuse them now, can you? If it's either you accept the offer that they give or you go and learn Linux yourself, which I'm about to do. I'm not the most consistent person here, but I've done 3 out of 10 labs on the first course module thing, so I'm learning a little bit. But I'll go on and show you here real quick. So this is this is a completely free version. All you have to do is sign in with a Google account. I know, funny enough, but funnily enough, I'm using Google to eventually get rid of Google. So I was in the middle of doing my 3rd lab, and I just had to go and do something else, so I left it off and never came back. But essentially, this program has a virtual machine here that you can use, and it simulates the Linux hardware on your... It simulates the Linux operating system within your Windows or Mac system, so you can safely learn how to use it without putting any files at risk or anything. Alright, I'll go to the start here for basic, because it'll be easier I'll go to the start here because it'll be easier for me to explain how the training works. So what it's basically telling you to do here is don't just read the instructions and do what it says. Try to play around with the console here as much as you can too, because if you're a free user, every day you only have 1 hour of total time to be able to use a simulation here. So I feel like that's a good amount for someone who's trying to learn casually, is not trying to become a coding expert within 1 week or anything. So 60 minutes a day, I feel like that's also a good incentive to come back and put in the work, as if it's a Duolingo type thing. So less yapping and more explaining. Here's where I started on LabX to start learning Linux. I found this from a YouTube video, and now I am the YouTube video, and I'm gonna show you how to use this. All right, yeah, this is where it starts off. It's assuming that you don't know anything about coding yet, so it tries to give you the simplest commands and simplest instructions possible to get your hands dirty, to get your hands wet. I don't know. I'm not the best at analogies, but it's giving you hands-on experience more than it is teaching you theory, because that's the fastest way to learn. So it says, look on the left side of your desktop, which is right here. Find the XFCE terminal icon right there. Click it. Okay, it's kind of babying you, but I feel like it's better to have the option to go slow if you need to than pretend. You get what I'm saying, bro. So echo hello lab X. Echo is basically, I don't even know why it's a command. It makes the terminal say what you're saying. I don't see where this would be useful, but I don't need to know where it's gonna be useful just yet. I just need to do and learn. That's the whole like focus of this program. Do it yourself and learn, and then you understand later on. That's usually how it goes. If you try to understand everything at the first time of starting something, you're gonna overthink it. You won't understand it, and you're gonna quit. So even if you don't understand something, just go through with it, and eventually when you scroll, if you can't make sense of something like a question and you spend too much time on it, where all you had to do was scroll down a little bit and read the next paragraph and it would have all made sense, that happens way too often to me. So I just realized that going through it is more important than knowing how to do it from the get-go. LabX has these challenge levels too, so this is like guided learning, but at the end it's gonna tell you to use whatever you've learned in a way that doesn't handhold you. So you'll also have to test every skill that you've learned on your own, so you can kind of be like pretty comfortable as well. You can be comfortable not understanding everything while you're learning, because you know if you fail at the challenge levels, it will tell you exactly where you failed, and you'll immediately overcome that, go to the next part. You'll consistently be learning every single time. And next step is displaying the current user. Who am I? That's another command. Another simple command. And that's what the terminal thinks you are. I remember when I did this for the first time, I used to... everything was really interesting. Like, yeah, it's kind of boring when you're like getting into it, but when you start questioning things as to like why the system operates the way it does, and you begin to understand the reasoning behind it, it actually becomes really fun to learn, as nerdy and corny as that sounds. But basically, what I did here with these two lines of code, yes, I am going to start calling myself a coder now after I've written 2 words. But basically, you don't need, as long as you have internet and you have it doesn't need to be a good device either. I have a pretty old potato laptop that I do LabX on while I'm at work and I have time between tending to customers. I just pop up LabX and start coding, basically. It's crazy to say, because someone as unexperienced, unskillful as me can have access to such a high quality resource like this. So yeah, if you're also interested in something and getting your hands dirty with like computery stuff, and just being overall more prepared for the changes that are about to come with AI to the world. I feel like this is a very nice unemployed way to start. Or if you're just looking for something creative to do, if you're just out here trying to find out what you actually like doing, do this, give it a shot. If you don't like it, then if you find it boring at first, I would say stick with it for maybe a few more days, or maybe give it at least 1 week before you fully decide to quit. At least that way you can say that you gave it a fair shot, it just wasn't your thing. Cool. But if this video on a random whim gets you to start coding, and you find out that it's something that you really enjoy doing, I've already succeeded. I don't care if this video gets 5 views or anything like that. I just want to put you on something creative. I believe that if you just want to be happy in general or find any kind of purpose, just do something creative, bro. It could be music, could be drawing, I don't care what it is. This is me just giving you one option. If you have a computer, an old PC or something available, you don't have much time except at work, this is something that you could do in your free time that is productive, and at the same time, it wouldn't be too hard to fit into your day. It's like Duolingo. If you've used Duolingo, this should be like second nature to you, even if you know nothing about coding. So yeah, that's about it. Maybe you'll find something that you like, maybe you won't. And I'll see if I can. And I want to start uploading more, but I don't know, man. I'm trying my best, and as long as I don't stop, I feel I can eventually get into a more consistent workflow, I guess, and I'll be uploading more regularly. I feel like I haven't given enough of myself to my channel for it to start growing yet, or for me to get anything back from the channel. And what I'm referring to is just engagement. I want to talk to people through my interests, and I feel like me having a conversation while showing my face, while showing my voice, it gives a much more authentic connection to the viewer. So it's better than me making faceless videos. I feel like I'm able to connect better with the community this way. But anyways, go do something creative. Spend an hour or two today trying to wrap your head around this. If you're bothered to try to learn something new, try to fail. If you want to grow, you want to get 1% better or whatever. And if not, then just go watch PewDiePie's video. If you don't want to put in the effort right now, you don't think that it's worth it yet, I would recommend just go watch PewDiePie's. I'll put it here. I'll see if my editing skills are good enough yet to insert the video here. Go watch that video if you are interested in being in control of your own devices, of your own technology, and you want to understand what it does before you use it. That's about it. Go do something creative. See ya.